lots and lots of meetings with companies, much bigger companies that have got a bigger network, especially in the South East or London where I'm operating from. But the biggest thing that jumped out was the personality of Redstones, really, compared to other businesses. As I said, there's bigger businesses out there, bigger networks, but what I felt was there wasn't that support network. And that doesn't come from the size of the company, that just comes from the personality, from anyone who works for the business. From talking to people that have already got a Redstones franchise. They were so open to talk to, so interesting to find out about, the good and the bad bits. Whereas some of the larger companies that I spoke to, some of the franchise owners were very difficult to speak with. It was a very negative experience. It's a hard business. It's not all easy, but I just found the personality and the fit was right for me to make that jump.
It was very apparent that what the others lacked was the personal touch. They were big chains of businesses. You were another number to them, and the power was clearly in their court. It came across as though it was a full interview process, and they would let you know that kind of. So it wasn't a two-way situation, which Redstones clearly was.
I come from a background of sort of compliance, and what I liked about Redstones was that they were independent. I found them very, very easy to talk to, straightforward, simple responses, not elongated answers or bashing me with science and, you must do this or you must do that as a landlord. It was very simple, very concise. They answered all the questions in the way I wanted, would like to hear from a qualified agent. And ultimately that's what they were. They were qualified, they were regulated, they were members of bodies that, you need assurances, whether you're buying into a franchisee or even as a landlord, that you're working with a compliant and regulated agent. And that's really where they just ticked an awful lot of boxes.
One of the biggest things about Redstone is you get a nice big territory to deal with. Although to start with, obviously, I want to try and dominate a single area within that territory and then grow. Down the line, I have visions of 3 or 4 shops in 3 or 4 different areas. But at the moment, it's all about finding my base in my local area, becoming an expert in that area, getting a decent reputation of very knowledgeable in property, both lettings and sales. And from that, in year 2 or year 3, get a shop front, build on the staff, and then become the biggest agent in the area.
What I love the most now is it's really putting might sound a little bit corny, but basically a smile on landlords' faces, because they're comfortable that they're working with somebody, an organisation, whether it's me as an individual, whether people buy from people, whether they see me as Redstones, or, it doesn't really matter, that they trust what we do, that we do things for the right reasons, what we do is correct, and we follow strict guidelines. And I just love it when you finish on a property, they send a landlord pack, and they just go, wow, they've never seen anything like this before. And that is the feedback Redstones Wolverhampton receive. And we also get positive feedback from tenants as well, saying, wow, they've never seen these sort of processes, the attention to detail for inventories, schedule of conditions, the way we even scan our keys in, so the landlord knows, the sets of keys that we handed over, and the tenants have signed for that. Just that minute attention to detail, from what I hear, no other agents do that.
I love the fact that we're in control of where we go from here, and the effort we put in is not, it's not lost. You're putting effort in, and you're investing in your own future. That's what we're doing. That's why I made the decision to go into self-employment from employment. That's why I chose Redstones, because I wanted to be able to move with Redstones over the course. We were one of the earlier franchisees, and felt that we had something to offer the franchise as well, to grow with it, rather than just, here's the package, off you go.
I mean, the biggest thing is always having Manjit or one of the team on the end of the phone. Any time of the day, I will pick up the phone and ask the question. As I said, my background wasn't property. I've had to learn fast.
With Redstones, I have found, from my experience again, it's not a numbers game. It's not about getting people on board, etc. And you must have X amount of properties after this amount of time, otherwise you're not performing. It's just like that at all. It's a family, and therefore my only advice would be don't ever think the biggest is the best.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to where we go from here.